Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new Zodiac video for you guys. And before I start the video, I just want to address two things. Number one, I know my forehead looks super huge with this hairstyle. And if you guys didn't notice, well now you notice because I pointed it out. Number two, I'm wearing this little red bow and this green shirt because it's Christmas time and Christmas is in like 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, I don't fucking know. I just wanted to kind of be like in this holiday spirit, so I just put this stuff on because I have no Christmas stuff other than this. Anyways, so today I'm doing a Zodiac video. Today I'm going to be talking about how the signs take criticism. Okay, so someone suggested this on one of my videos a long time ago and I really like the idea and I cannot find the comment anywhere because what I do, if you guys don't know this, I am now going to be talking about topics that you guys want. So whenever you want me to discuss a topic, then you go ahead and follow me on my Instagram and then send me a DM, and then once I find one that I like in my DMs, I'll probably get through them all eventually. Once I find one that I like on my Instagram, I'm gonna post it as a video and I'm gonna give you a little shout out. So I would give this person a shout out, but I cannot find the comment because it was on my YouTube video a long time ago. Okay, so as I said, this week's topic is how the signs handle criticism, okay, how they take criticism. So I'm gonna start with Capricorn because it's Capricorn season right now. Well, it just started today. So it's Capricorn season right now, so I figured I'd start with you guys. Okay, so you guys handle criticism in a really weird way. Like, you guys act like it doesn't bother you. Let's say I tell you your hair looks flat today, okay? For the most part, a Capricorn will be like, no, it's fine. Like, I already noticed. Like, they'll act like they already know this. Like, it's just like a thing and like they decided to wear their hair flat today. Like, even though they're completely unaware. And then like they'll act like it doesn't bother them. They'll act like it doesn't faze them. They'll act like they already knew it. But then they go into the bathroom and they fix their hair and they give it some volume. So like, it's really weird. They act like they already know and that they don't care, but then they just go fix it and then you're like, yeah, I told you this and you're welcome. But yeah, so I've always noticed this about them and I just kind of like tell them things just to, you know, benefit them. But they act like they don't care and it's just kind of weird, but I'm just like, you know that you're appreciative of me telling you so. When it comes to like other types of criticism, more like constructive criticism, like let's say it's something that's going to benefit their work or their like studies or something like that, then they will be more appreciative and grateful. But if it's something that's kind of like an insult per se, even if it's not intentional, that's when they get like kind of weird about it. So they handle criticism in different ways, but if it's like more like beneficial to them, then they will be appreciative and they'll like thank you and be like, oh, you know what, I didn't know this, thanks. Like, but they'll never really tell you that they didn't know. They'll just kind of act like they kind of knew. I don't know how to describe it, but like they'll kind of act like they knew in a way, but they'll also just be receptive to the information and grateful and appreciative. So that's good, I guess. Next sign is Aquarius. Aquarius, when it comes to like criticism, we get so sensitive sometimes. Like, I know we try and act like we're all hard and we're all like, oh fuck, I lost my necklace again, by the way. I'm an Aquarius. If you guys watch me, you know I have an Aquarius necklace. I lost it again. I'll find it sometime. Anyways, so we tend to get really sensitive about certain things. If it's like a touchy subject, we'll get kind of like, no, it's fine. Like, I wanted it that way. Like, we get like really annoying about it. I know, for example, my sister, sometimes she'll tell me something about my hair and I'll be like, I like it. It's fine. And then like I'll do what a Capricorn does and I'll go in the bathroom and I'll look at it like, is it really fine though? It's fine. It's not fine. There's that, but constructive criticism we take very well. We usually ask for it and we tell people, I want your honest opinion. And if they like put us to shit, but it's constructive, then we will be like, you know what? Thank you for your honesty. I'm gonna go fix that. Like, when it comes to honesty, like, we are so grateful because we're such honest people that we tell people like, listen, don't sugarcoat anything, don't bullshit me, don't beat around the bush, like just tell me what you think of this. And if someone tells us like really bad stuff about it, if we ask for it, then we will be so grateful. When it comes to us, it's like we need to ask you in order for us to like value your opinion. Like, not all the time. When it comes to your opinion that's like kind of negative, if we didn't ask you, we don't care. That's the thing. But if we asked you, we are receptive to whatever you're saying and we're grateful and we're going to be like, thank you, I was wrong. You know what, you're so right. This can really help me, blah, 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 blah. And like, that's why people like giving us advice and like giving us their opinions because we take it well. But then there's the other side of us where we get really sensitive and we act like a little bitch and we're just like mad and like, I don't know, we just get really defensive at times. It's really weird. Pisces are very open-minded to criticism. I've never really told a Pisces something negative about themselves, or like, I mean, I don't try to do that, but I've never really told them something negative about themselves and they take it wrong. I've never really given them advice or opinions and they get offended. Like, I feel like they're very open-minded people in general. So when it comes to like criticism, they're fine. Like, they don't really get bothered by it, and they're so like in their own world that they don't really care. Even if you do tell them something negative, they don't really get that mad or offended. They'll like maybe be like, oh, okay. But they'll move on and they just don't give a fuck because it's a Pisces. They don't care what other people think about them. So you can tell them anything and they'll be like, whatever, I don't care. Like, that's what I like about Pisces. They're so confident like in themselves and in their decisions that what other people say, it doesn't really faze them. So I think that's really cool. Like, Pisces are pretty good at taking criticism, I would say. Aries, they're not the best. Like, they ask you for your opinion and then you tell them like the negative aspect of it, and they just kind of start making excuses as to why this is this and this and that. And it's like, you asked me. So like, Aries tend to do this. Pretty much every Aries I know, they'll ask me their opinion and I tell them the bullshit, and I tell them like, this is not good, this is not good, this looks bad. And then they just kind of get like, oh, well, this is because this, and this is because that, and this is because that. And they start like just explaining themselves. So I'm like, you don't have to explain yourself. You're not going to change my mind. Like, I'm just telling you my opinion because you asked for it. And like, I don't know. And at the end of the day, they'll end up doing what they want, or they'll end up going with what they want. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it's like they're asking for help on an assignment, if they're asking for help on their makeup or something, like, you can tell them what's wrong with it, but they're not going to listen. So it's like, I don't know why you asked me. That's the thing with Aries. It's so strange. Like, they end up doing what they want to do, but they ask you and they get offended. Kinda. They're like low key when they're offended, and they just kind of like make all these excuses. And it's like, I know you're offended, but like, what? It's just really confusing. They get kind of defensive as well. But they will in the end do what they want to do, or go with whatever look they want to go for. You know what I mean? Like, they don't get mad. They don't get like annoying about it. They're just kind of like defensive, and like they try and explain themselves. But it's like, you don't need to explain yourself. You ask me and I'm just explaining it to you. So that's how I view an Aries when it comes to criticism. Next sign is Taurus. Taurus, oh my god, don't even try criticizing them. They're so stubborn and they think that they're perfect. You know, try not to get offended. I love Taurus. They're actually one of my favorite signs, but try and criticize a Taurus. Have fun with that. Like, they're not going to listen to you. They are perfect. They are perfect. They live in their own little bubble where everything's amazing and wonderful and magical, and you can't really get in their bubble because they're amazing and perfect and wonderful. So like, don't even try. They're not going to take your criticism well. They're going to make excuses for this, or they're going to be like, whatever. Like, they're gonna make you feel like you're just jealous, or they're gonna make you feel like you're just like, you're hating on them. But like, it's no. They tend not to ask for opinions too often, but if they do, they'll still get this way. Even when you just try and like give them advice, they get really defensive because they think that they can do things on their own. They think that they're kind of like, they're just kind of know-it-alls in general. So I would just try and stay away from criticizing them unless they ask you for their opinion, or if you're just being like an honest friend, obviously criticize them, go ahead. But like, I don't know. I tend to not do it because it's not going to end well. They get very defensive. Like, Tauruses are known for like not being able to take a joke and not being able to hear bad things about themselves. Like, they're just kind of known for this. So I would just stay away from it. But yeah, they get very, very defensive, and they get very offended, and they can be really bitter, and it's just kind of weird. Geminis are fine with criticism. They don't give a fuck about what you have to say. So go ahead and criticize a Gemini. They will not care. They'll laugh it off. Like, they're so lighthearted when it comes to it. Like, if it's from someone that they really don't like, then they're gonna like clap back and they'll get you 10 times worse if you're trying to criticize them or insult them. But if you're just being like an honest friend, or if they ask you for your opinion, like, they're so open-minded to it and receptive to it, they do not care. And even if you did offend them, they won't really show it, but they'll be so confident in what they're doing or what they're going after that they don't care. Like, that's one thing I have to say about Geminis. Like, they give zero fucks. I know so many Geminis. They're one of my favorite signs because they literally are just like unapologetically themselves. And if you criticize one, you won't really even think that you offended them, even if you did, because they're not going to show it. They're really good at taking criticism. I will say, I have a lot of Gemini friends, and I just feel like they're very chill, and yeah, they don't get offended, they don't get bothered. It's just when they don't like you that they might clap back. That's what I think, because they're very feisty. Keep in mind, they're very feisty. So if a Gemini doesn't like you and you know it, and you're going to try and like insult them by criticizing them, just don't bother, because it's going to turn to a fight. Cancers are super insecure. So they don't take criticism well. I'll tell you right now, they do not take criticism well. They'll act like they're fine and it doesn't faze them and they'll laugh it off, haha. But then they'll go back to their room and they'll fucking cry themselves to sleep. Like, I'm kidding. They won't like, they're not gonna get that offended, but it'll kind of damage their ego. It'll hurt them a bit because they don't take criticism well. Like, if you're insulting, let's say, their intelligence or their looks, let's say they ask you what you think of their paper and you tell them it's fucking trash, they're gonna start to think they're stupid. If you tell them that their hair doesn't look good, they're gonna like hate on themselves for it and like they're not gonna want to leave the house. You know what I mean? Like, Cancers take things very personally. Like, I'm very careful what I say about a Cancer because the way that they take things, it's like they act like they're fine and they're conceited and they're better than you, and then you can tell that they're like masking some emotions, because Cancers are like the fucking kings and queens of acting like everything's okay and that things don't bother them and bottling up their emotions inside. Like, that's just what they do. So when you criticize them, you might not know, but if you're aware of the fact that your friend's a Cancer and you know you're gonna hurt them, I would just avoid it because they don't take criticism well. They take it really personally. They're very sensitive beings. They're water signs. Like, just stay away from offending a Cancer in any way that is not necessary. I don't think it's ever necessary to offend someone, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty necessary sometimes. For the most part, when it comes to like friends, it's never really necessary, so stay away. Leos, ha! Leos. Offending a Leo. Good fucking, yeah, try it. Go ahead and try it. Like, when you offend a Leo, they just act like they're so much better than you. If you tell a Leo, hey, your hair looks really, really weird today, they're gonna be like, I meant to style it this way, blah, blah, blah. No, this was supposed to be this way. I like it this way, so blah, 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 blah. And then they're gonna just like walk around like this is like what they wanted and they're not fooling anyone. Leos drive me insane. If you guys watch me, you know Leos drive me insane, and I'm probably offending some Leos. I always offend Leos. Like, what else is new? If you try and like criticize a Leo, they're not gonna take it well. They're gonna act like they're just like so much better than you, and they're gonna act like they're so aware of this like criticism that you're pointing out or whatever. I don't even know how to word that, but you know what I mean. And they're gonna act like this is how they meant to look, this is what they meant to write. Like, they can like spell a word wrong, you try and correct them and they'll be like, no, I meant to spell it this way, I already knew, I was gonna fix it after. It's like shut up. Just shut up. That is how a Leo takes criticism. I don't want to go too much into that because I can go on and on and on, because you know how I feel about Leos. Let's be real. I tried to say something nice. I just don't know what to say. They just don't. They don't even take advice well because they act like they know everything already. So sorry. Virgos are very defensive when it comes to criticism. You can give them advice. You can give them your honest opinion and they'll listen. They might not actually, okay, so they'll listen, like listen with their ears, but they might not actually listen, you know what I mean, and like follow your advice. Like, they're gonna be listening and respect you and all that, but they won't actually follow your advice when it comes to like advice criticism. But when it comes to like you insulting them type criticism, they get very, very, very defensive. I used to have a friend that like, if she had something in her teeth and I told her she had something in her teeth, she'd be like, no, I know. And I was like, whoa, okay, I'm just trying to help you out as a friend, because I'm that friend that like, even if it's the first day I met you, I will tell you if there's something in your teeth, because I strongly believe in telling your friends like when there's something on your face or like, you know, in your hair. So I always tell my friends, and I'm throwing shade at one of my friends. If you're watching this right now, you know exactly who you are. But yeah, she doesn't do it. She never does it. But yeah, so I had a Virgo friend that I would tell her like, yo, there's like, you know, you should reapply your lipstick. She'd get so mad. Hey, there's something in your teeth. She'd get angry. You know, there's like flakes in your hair. You should probably just like kind of do like a 1-2 like brush fluff thing. And she'd be like, no, it's fine. It's just gel. And I was just like, okay, I guess the next time I'm not going to tell you when you have something on your face. If you have toilet paper on your shoe, I'm just going to let you be, because you already know it's there and you like it this way. So Libras are air signs, so they're super chill, and you tell them that there's something off with them, wrong with them, they do not give a fuck. They're so chill. So doesn't matter. Like, you can go ahead and tell a Libra like if there's something wrong with their face, or if there's something wrong with their assignment, or if there's something wrong with the work that they're doing. Honestly, they don't care. They could give zero fucks. Like, Libras are so chill. So you can tell them they're not going to get offended. Even if they do like internally get offended, it's not going to bother them. It's not going to affect them. They're not going to take it out on you. They're not going to be mad. They're so receptive to criticism. It's fine. If they're really confident in something that you're criticizing, then they might just kind of say like, oh no, it's because of this and this, but it's not in like an annoying defensive way. It's just like a very relaxed, chill, like, oh, well, blah, 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 but you know, like, thanks for the advice, thanks for the criticism. Like, they're really chill and they're super open-minded. So when you tell them something, they don't really care. And I like that because Libras are very chill. They're one of my favorite signs. I get along with them so well. I mean, I'm an air sign and like we're meant to be compatible. Never afraid to tell, I mean, I'm never afraid to tell anybody how I feel. I'm pretty sure you guys got that from my videos, but I'm never really afraid to tell people how I feel. But obviously I kind of walk on eggshells around certain people. Like, for example, the Taurus and a Capricorn and a Leo. I'm actually not really a Leo. But anyways. So when it comes to Libra, I don't need to walk on eggshells. I don't need to tiptoe around their emotions. I'm absolutely fine. I just tell them, like, listen, you know, you look pretty ugly today. Your hair is not popping. You know, your assignment is looking really bad and it doesn't make any sense. And I will not be afraid to tell them. Like, I don't know why I'm talking about like looks and assignments. Like, where's this, like, what? But yeah, I'm not afraid to tell them my opinion and they take it really well. Scorpios don't really care. They're kind of like the Gemini. They don't care. They'll ask you and they'll just kind of get like, okay, like act as if you're hating on them. They'll do what they want, but they're not annoying about it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't act like, oh, you're just jealous, that's why you're criticizing me. Like, no. They don't get annoying or petty or catty. They're just kind of chill with it. Like, they're just kind of like, oh, whatever, I like it. And it's fine. They move on with their life. They don't make you feel awkward. They don't make you feel uncomfortable criticizing them. Like, they don't really care. It's just kind of like, hey, I asked for your opinion, or hey, maybe I didn't. You told me and I'm chill. Like, they just don't really care. I don't really mind criticizing a Scorpio because they're so confident. They don't need your criticism. They don't really ask, to be honest. They're not one to ask for like advice. They're not one to ask what you think because all they care about is what they think. So it's like, whatever. Obviously, sometimes they do ask and when you would just give them your opinion, but it's not really serious. I don't know. They're chill. Sagittarius can be rather sensitive. I've mentioned this before. They act like they're not. They all go in the comments and say, I'm not sensitive at all. I'm not emotional at all. But like, you caught feelings over what I said. So I love Sagittarius. You guys know this. This is my favorite sign. Sagittarius is my #1 favorite sign. However, they do get kind of sensitive. And when you criticize them, they'll just kind of be quiet. Like, they'll just kind of be like, they won't really say anything, and then you feel awkward. It's like, okay, sorry. Even when you just give them your opinion, they just kind of get weird. Or when they ask you and you tell them, they'll be like, no, but blah, blah, blah. No, but blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you asked me. Like, why did you ask me if you don't want to know? I don't get it. Other than that, they'll just stay quiet for the most part, and you can tell you've offended them, but they won't say anything, and they might be a little hostile for like 5 minutes, but it's not really a big deal. And if they ask you, that's when they kind of give you excuses and get a little bit defensive, and it's a little bit confusing. They never really get mad though, so you'll never feel like irritated with them. You'll just kind of be like, oh shit, I kind of hit a soft spot there, you know what I mean? So it's not really a big deal. Like, offending a Sagittarius is not that difficult, but when it comes to criticism, I just like would kind of avoid criticizing them unless they ask you and you're just being honest. Like, give them it in a nice sugar-coated way. But yeah, those were the 12 zodiac signs and how they take criticism. If you were the one to like suggest this topic, I'm so sorry I didn't mention your name. I just like, it was in one of my older videos and it was one of the comments that were left, and I put it in my notes on my iPhone, and like I didn't write down who left the comment, but thank you for the subject because I like it. Once again, if you want your topic to be featured in one of my videos, any topic, zodiac, let me know. I mean, anything at all. But like, if you want a zodiac one specifically, I'm totally running out of ideas. So go ahead and follow my Instagram, the one that I pointed out earlier, and follow me first and then DM me. And then I probably won't answer because I have a lot of DMs and all I'm really going to be saying is, okay, noted. But I am seeing them and I really appreciate them. Thank you so much for all your suggestions and your comments and your follows and everything. Make sure you guys subscribe for more zodiac videos and everything else because I post everything on my channel. Give it a thumbs up, and that's it. Okay, thanks so much for watching. As always, stay cute. Bye, guys.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. Yeah. My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. I like this tone. Yeah. My intuition is telling me there'll be better days.